Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to be talking about a wee bit of transfer information, a wee bit of transfer rumour speculation that a few outlets have been reporting on. A couple of transfer stories actually that I would like to talk about. And it looks as though Celtic are finally taking the plunge. They are going forward into the transfer market to try and bring in a centre-half, which is fantastic news because we need a centre-half. I think you look at the area in the team and it just... compared to the rest of the park, we could do with another little right winger, now that Roberts is gone, we've only kind of got Forrest there. There are other positions, but centre-half, especially when it comes to European football, and we can't stress this, and I myself on this channel cannot stress how much we need to improve that position if we want to progress as a European side, if we want to go any further, if we want to develop. Look, the reality is, we're not going to be winning any European trophies anytime soon. The reality is, I think 10 in a row is the main focus. And that is what is going to be the focus for Brendan Rodgers over the next few years. Yes, we'd love to go forward and get these big runs in Europe. But it's a reality that, the money being spent elsewhere, we kind of have to deal with a situation that maybe the last 16, last 32 of competitions as well will get. But if we do want to go further, if we do want to create some sort of memorable run like 2003, we need to sign up centre-halves, and it looks as though we are finally going into the transfer market to do that. Now, at the start of the window, or kind of just as the season ended, and a few weeks into the World Cup starting, there was talks of us looking into Fabian Schär, who, as a centre-half, I would snatch in a second. I would snap at the opportunity to get him. I'd bite the hand off for the release fee that is apparently around him of £3.5 million. If we were to sell Boyata, that was rumoured to bring in Schär, I would do it in a heartbeat. I think that would be a fantastic move. I think he could come to Celtic, bring a lot of experience. He looked good at World Cup. He's an international. He's played big games in Europe before. He'd been a fantastic signing. But it looks as though the kind of rumours of that transfer have died down to the point where it was just a rumour. That's all it was. So I don't think Fabian Schär is the player that will be coming to Celtic. But Celtic have apparently, according to a few outlets, actually made a bid for a centre-half. And there's some news to report on. Nathan Byrne of Wigan Athletic. Now, you hear Wigan Athletic and you don't think to yourself automatically this is a world-class centre-back. The guy's young English guy, 26 years old. He played in basically every game last season for Wigan when they won League One. 44 appearances out of 46 games in the Championship. He got himself 6 goals as well, which shows he does have some sort of mentality to him to go up and get a goal, whether that be from corners or whatever. Obviously, I've never watched him. I'm not going to sit back and say I have watched him. I never watched League One football. In my opinion, it's a much poorer quality league than what we have up here, and a lot of people like to slag our league, but the reality is I would say it's a better quality of football to watch than League One football. But Wigan, by far and miles away, the best team in that league last season, and we're always going to win that league, and they won it. But Nathan Byrne, at the heart of a defence that only conceded 29 goals in 46 games, a rather good record, an impressive record to say the least. So he's a player now moving up to the Championship. The Championship probably more similar quality to what we have up here. Now, he's never really played at that level before. Most of his appearances within his career have came in League One. How much of a benefit is he going to be to Celtic? Will he step up and be the quality type of player that we need for not just domestic games, but European games? Now, domestically, I think he'd be a fine fit. If he's in the heart of a defence that's only conceding 29 goals in a league that is similar or poorer quality in League One, I'm sure he'd be fine up here. I'm sure he'd be more than fine. Partnered with Siminovic, Boyata, Chrissy, whoever it may be. Whoever he's partnered with in the heart of that defence, I feel it would work. But is he going to be good enough on a Champions League level? At the end of the day, as I've said, in most of his appearances, I think he's made like 200 appearances in League One. That is the kind of best level he's ever played at, really. I think he's played in the Championship. I've got the stats. I've got his stats on my computer. But I mean, I can't go back. I don't want to kind of interrupt the video, the flow of the video. He's a player who's been in that League One kind of system. Will he be able to benefit us and add to us on a European standard? We'll never know. But he's a player who we could probably sign at a decent enough price. Now Wigan have moved up to the Championship. They'll want to keep a hold of the players that helped them a lot in the league below because they don't have a lot of money. They don't get massive amounts of money in League One. But if we could get him for quite a cheap price, then maybe it is worth taking the plunge. Admittedly though, I would like to go for someone a bit better, someone with a bit more reputation, someone who's played in a more of a bigger standard of league, maybe have European experience behind them. I would like someone like that, but there's nothing wrong with at least looking into the fees and maybe bring in someone cheap like this Nathan Byrne. Maybe he does add to the depth, maybe he will have something. If Brendan Rodgers sees something in him, he can develop him. At the end of the day, Chrissy, he came in from start up in fucking Norway. I mean, he never played a European game in his life. He was only 19 years of age, mind you, when we signed him, or 18 years of age. But he's came into the first team, and in my opinion, was the best centre-half in our team last season. So, who knows, this Nathan Byrne could come in without this experience behind him, get a good bit of momentum behind him, a good bit of confidence, and he could be a rock for us. Who knows, if he's partnered with the right players. Now, you look at our team now, 2 of our back 4 are in the fucking quarterfinals of the World Cup. And yes, obviously, that doesn't come down to their individual performances. But Deji Boyata and Mikael Lustig have played the majority of games between them for the World Cup this season. Or these past few weeks. So we've got 2 experienced defenders behind us that have played in big games. We need them to play like they play for those national teams in this tournament in Europe. We need them to play like that. And if we could get that out of those 2 players, partner them with anyone else, Kieran Tierney, this Nathan Byrne, Chris Ayer, and get the same sort of performances, I would be so much more confident in our defence. But it seems that when we get to Europe, everybody forgets how to do everything and it just becomes too hard. Yet Mikael Lustig is, sitting holding off Germany for the majority of a game. I think it's a retro Celtic token, all honestly, but down the bed, didn't it? So Nathan Byrne could be an option. Apparently a bid has been made. I wouldn't take, as I always say, never take anything from me. I report on what I see and I give my opinion to it. It could all be shite. The second player that I did want to talk about was the whole Harry Wilson loan rumour that was going around. That looked pretty set in stone. It looked as though, we're ready to announce him, ready to bring him in and rest of it, but then Liverpool kind of backed out the deal because what they were scared of was Celtic treating him like we treated Charlie Masonda. But Charlie Masonda, I feel like really did come down to more of an attitude problem. I feel like it was more on his part. There was these rumours that he thought he was better than the majority of the team at Celtic, and that was really holding him back from getting into the team. Harry Wilson, at the end of the day, I don't know if he would be a week in, week out starter, because it's going to be Brendan Rodgers, as we know, is very dedicated to starting the same players. Dedrick Boyata, even after playing shite or having a bad week or whatever, he will play them. So would Harry Wilson break into the team period week in, week out? Maybe, maybe not. And I can see Liverpool's concern that he'd be coming up here, maybe not developing to the full of his potential. And they could easily load him back to, say, Holland, where he will play week in, week out. It would have been a good player to have. But, if Liverpool don't think he's good enough to be in our team week in, week out, then probably it is a benefit that we don't have him. It would have been nice. I think he's a player who probably does have a good bit of talent behind him. He had a good season at Hull last year. And he's playing for a team like Liverpool, so there is a lot in him. If Liverpool seems a player moving forward that they are wanting to use, then he probably does have a lot in him. But it looks as though the deal collapsed through. Liverpool just didn't have the confidence or trust in Brendan Rodgers or such that they would play him every week. And rightfully so. I don't think there's a point in bringing in someone on loan if they aren't going to have an impact in the team, because then it's just holding back their development, and it's really just a waste of wages, because the guy will be on quite a good wage if he's at Liverpool. So we were playing Charlie Masonda quite a fair bit, probably. Well, probably playing Roberts quite a fair bit. But Roberts was a player who actually did have an impact in the team. Masonda, not so much. So I can see why maybe this deal has fallen through. But ultimately, I think we need to, plunge into this transfer market, get a centre-half, whether it's Byrne or not. I would love to bring in Shaw. I would just love someone with that pedigree behind him, the experience. Someone who has that bit of leadership behind them. Maybe someone older. Just someone with experience, not as old as, say, Marvin Comper, who's struggling with injuries week in, week out, but 26, 27 years old, someone who could come in and do something. Big John Terry's available. Would I take him at Celtic? I don't know personally. I feel like he could add a lot as to teaching wise, like kind of Kolo Toure done, but just anyone really to help us in Europe. I would happily take it at this moment in time. But we'll see how it goes with this Byrne guy. Fees, if he's playing in League One and just moved up to the Championship, where Wigan have a high chance of getting relegated, it's a player we shouldn't be spending any more than £2-3 million on. So I don't imagine Celtic would go over the board, overboard with it and pay any more than that. Especially when we know what Peter Law's like. He's not the most well known for spending. Although we've spent a decent amount of odds on Edouard this window, just previous windows, we haven't spent a great deal of money. So I wouldn't spend too much. Harry Wilson, that deal has seemed to have fallen, and it looks far away, but they need to get their finger out, get some defenders in, because Boyata and Lustig, they're going to miss the start of the European qualifiers. Simunovic, you know what he's like. He'll fucking be in and out of fitness probably. Comper, he'll be in and out of fitness. Ayer's really, one of the only fully fit centre-halves going in that we have here for the start of this European qualifying campaign. I hope that we do bring in a centre-half. I feel like it is very, very important. But where will it go with this Byrne? Will we sign him? What do you think? What's your opinion towards it? Let me know your opinion to my opinion, your opinion of the whole thing. Make sure to like and subscribe as well if you've enjoyed the video. And I'll see you all next time. Also, before I forget to mention and before the video actually ends, if you haven't already, please check out the link in the description below for the Scottish YouTuber charity football match this August at Oakview Park in Stennismuir. It would be greatly appreciated if you could get yourself along there. Tickets as cheap as £6 and it's for a fantastic cause. Get yourself out there. It's a good way to end your summer holidays, lads. Come on.